Good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you may be, or good evening, or good night. This is Jen at Jen's Arty Inclinations, a place to create, share, and play.
Hello. I'm doing the scavenger hunt that Lee and Julie host. It's the 2022 Collage Challenge NOV for November. So the theme for this month is art. It's an open challenge, anyone can join. Now, this month I went for something a little bit different. Art made me think of pictures straight away, and I've been really into doing all sorts of different collages and shapes and things with strips. So last month I used strips of different music pages as a background. So I thought this month I'd follow the same theme, and I'm actually doing strips of pictures. So these pictures are all from an Australian book that was Australian artists, and I'm trying to make this first one fairly even. So you will see, all I'm doing is I've cut out the pictures and I'm cutting them into strips. I use the guillotine, my little mini one, to make it a bit quicker, and then you'll see how it all comes together. So again, I'm really sorry I was so late last month, but I'll make sure that I've got the list of who are our regular contributors in the description, so please go and check out everybody else. I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody else's collages that they've done. It's lovely that this one's hosted by a couple of Aussies. And Julie, I hope you're doing better. I really hope you're back in with us this month. I know that you've been taking a break for health, and just know that we're all thinking of you, Jules. Okay, so I think the hardest thing is to get them in the right order. But once I've cut them up into strips, I then just paste them down and putting a little space in between them. Now, this is something I sometimes use on a journal page. Like if I just want a little journal page that's a little feature in between, note pages and things like that. This is a great way to just make your pictures look a bit cool. Works really well in your altered books too. But now, here we go, just watching. Gosh, I'm taking my time, aren't I? Here you go, Jen, get yourself organised. That's it, put them down. All right, so this is really the whole technique. It looks really cool. At the end of this one, it almost looks like this guy's in jail, but you just leave a little gap in between. Now, you can be particularly precise. You can go and measure and make sure that your gap's in exactly the right place. You can place a ruler or, draw a line across the bottom and, make sure that they're all lined up. I wasn't into being too precise. I was just wanting to have a look at the effect. And I've never done it with a whole load of pictures together. So I thought, well, the theme for the Collage Challenge this month is art. And so, hey, I will try some art. Hello, purry cat. I've got a little purry cat that's just jumped up beside me. You probably can't hear that, although they do have an extremely loud purr. So you can see the picture coming together. And then you sort of, borrowing someone else's art, re-honouring it, and putting it together in a new way. So, look, unfortunately, these were slightly shiny, these pages, and so they weren't doing too well with the glue stick. However, I can always, throw some Mod Podge over it or something like that afterwards. But this is a book that's just full of all the collages for this collage challenge. So it's a good thing for me now because I can look back through and it gives me some ideas when I'm doing, little bits and pieces of collage. And gee, it's helped doing this each month. I'm really not confident in collage, but gee, I love collage. So doing this has, I guess, given me more confidence in different techniques. And so when I'm collaging a little something for a corner of a page or for the front of a journal card or, all those other things that we do in our artworks, even on some of my art pages and so forth. Yeah, it's really helped practicing this. So even once a month, I'm surprised how much it's helped me. So there you go. There's the first one. Doesn't he look cool? just done that way. So I've actually used that for all of, well, the whole page. So you'll see it come together. Now, you can cut in strips at all different angles. You can do, put them down differently. So, yeah, I played about with a few different ways of putting them down on the page in this piece. So here I have done them on an angle. A little bit later you'll see that I do them in a bit of a fan. Obviously you can change the way that you cut them. So yeah, I'll pop on some music and, there's not much to explain with this part of it. And I will come back in a little bit later just to explain the next step that I put together on it. So enjoy. All right, so I actually got this idea from Julie. I love doing little doodles on book pages and then cutting out said doodles and using them in journals or in my artwork, all sorts of different things, because I just love the look of book pages. So here I drew some, well, you can see I drew the words art, but then I also drew some little things that were art things. I'm not quite sure how to say that better, but like little paintbrushes. I've got a little painter's palette there. Beside the other art word, I had some little paint pots. So yeah, I just really enjoyed mucking about, and I feel like this sort of finished the page kind of sort of. Not really sure, but I just, wanted to use them. I'd done a little page of art doodles, so I thought, well, I should put them in. And actually, you know what? then I've actually got a bit of a number of things rather than just one. So I've either got two because they're drawings, so it's artwork and these little doodles, or maybe I've got a number because they're of all different things. So there's an easel, and right now I'm putting down a little paint pot with a paintbrush coming out of it, like a kid's one. And then I've got a little set of coloured pencils, and I've got a single pencil. So that's probably three there. The little paint, actual, what do you call them? Like actual paint. So 1, 2, 3, 4 with the paint, 5 with the words art, 6 with the paint brushes, 7 with the actual pictures themselves, and 8 with the artist palette. So there you go. This is my completed piece. I'm just putting down so I remember which month it was and what the theme was. And then all I'm doing to finish off is I decided it just needed a bit of a border. So I've just done a bit of a doodled wobbly border because, I don't know, somehow if you put a bit of a frame around it, it always feels like it's a bit more finished. So it's just wonky and wobbly, nothing terribly precise in this piece at all. But if you have a look at my pictures, you can see on the bottom right there, I've got one that fans out. In the top right, I've got, wider strips. On the top left there, I've got one that I curved around, and in the very top there I did one that was just cut into 4 different shaped pieces. I've done them vertical, horizontal. I just had really a lot of fun, and actually I do like the look of all the different kinds of what do you call them, concertinaed? No, they're sort of like vertical blinds, aren't they? But in different shapes and colours. So I hope that you really enjoyed watching this. Something a little bit different, but very, very, very simple. So there is my collage piece for November. Take care. I'd love it if you could leave me a comment below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed what you saw today. And of course, please subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you next time. And in the meantime, keep creating. Enjoy.